I want to talk about Jennifer Finch, but I'm going to preface it a little bit by saying last time we talked about photos taking on more meaning over time, especially when you have important images of someone who's passed away. And at that time that we talked, your photos of Modest Mouse's drummer, Jeremiah Green, that you have a lot of from touring with them, he had recently passed away, and as well as like Steve Albini. And thinking about it in terms of photography, Jennifer Finch from the band L7 recently passed away from brain cancer. And you made one of the most iconic images of her back in 1992, which still circulates widely to this day on the internet and on shirts and stuff. Can you talk about that image and just maybe describe it a little bit and the context it was made in, and why you think it's had this life that, and what it means that one of your photos is actually outliving the subjects in it?
Yeah. That image where it happened, it was in April of 1992, and this group that we worked with, Positive Force, and also Rock for Choice, which is a group that I believe L7 founded, or they were heavily involved in. It's a group for supporting pro-choice and a woman's right to choose. And the show was aligned with a very large women's march on DC. It was a pro-choice march. L7 they were just an incredible band. They still are a great live band. And Jennifer in particular, for photography wise, she had this like pretty cool bass. She had a clear bass, and she was like barefoot, shorts, hair that was just flinging this hair around, flying everywhere. And I was just trying to get that hair, so I'm like holding the flash. And then if you look at the shot, you can see the smoke is just starting to roll in, and she just like hit that. And I just managed to get all of her hair like up like that, huge. And I went home after that show and developed the negatives, in the bathroom at Positive Forest where I was living at the time, and I could see that, and I was like, oh, I was blown away. I was really happy with that shot. I ended up giving photographs from that show to L7 at the time, and she had seen, and she had loved that photograph, and she wanted to get one to her dad, and she wrote me a postcard. And I don't know what happened. I think I somehow managed. I think I got her the shot. I found the postcard recently, a few months ago. Anyways, I always knew that she liked the shot. And then years later, a friend of mine, or this person who does a t-shirt company called Rock and Roll Repeat, they'll take like iconic photographs or music related things, and they make t-shirts out of them. So he loved that photo, and he wanted to do a shirt from that photo. So he contacted myself and Jennifer, and we agreed to it, and it did pretty well. And things happened so quick with her passing. As soon as we all found out that she had the brain cancer, it's like, I gotta, because the shirt was out of print, so we re-released it with Jennifer's blessings and the management and everyone, and it sold quite a lot. And previous to that, when we were promoting it 6 months ago or whenever it was that it first came out, there's a little video, and you can see it on there, and Jennifer's talking about the photograph, and she says in the video, she's like, I'm really happy to be doing this shirt. This is my favorite photo ever taken of me, live or whatever. And
wow.
So it's one of my favorite photos too, and I loved it. And I didn't know Jennifer. I just knew her through performance and email, and she liked my photograph, and I shared it with her. And I know that quite a few shirts were sold to benefit her, and I know that helped a lot, and that meant a lot. And we got the okay from her, and she was, we heard from her management or friend that, she couldn't really speak at the end, but she was like smiling and nodding about us redoing the shirt again. And so, that meant a lot to me, and that image means a lot.